Music is comfort, auditory soul food, and there's nothing like experiencing it through vinyl. Hearing the fuzz and pop of a record come through the speaker as the needle hits. Watching that black wax spin and spin and spin until one side is done. I'm Elijah Watson, and this is Needle to the Groove. Erick the Architect is best known for being 1/3 of the brilliant Brooklyn trio Flatbush Zombies. Along with the work he's done as the group's primary producer, Erick's also made a name for himself as a solo artist, releasing an EP titled Future Proof in 2021, as well as working on his debut album. But today, the focus isn't on Erick's music. Instead, it's on his vast record collection. On a sunny day in his home in LA's Highland Park neighborhood, Erick played me some of his favorites, from Gorillaz' Demon Days to Amy Winehouse's Frank, and shared with me why vinyl means so much to him.
First. This is literally one of the best beats. Banger.
So hard.
I think the first time I listened to Gorillaz, I was in 7th grade. I was so infatuated with the idea that they weren't real. It's rooted in reality, but some part of you taps into imagination that's like bigger than like just saying, oh, this is good music, bro. Like these people created a universe, and then he would recruit different people to play these characters. I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking cool, bro. Like, that was one of my dreams too. People don't really look at me as like the 6'3" black dude with dreads. It's just a picture of a person. I could be drawn or be anybody. And I think that's the thing that most artists probably want, the freedom in their music and just really judge the music. So yeah, Demon Days is easily one of the best albums, not even because of what it means to me, but just it's complete.
I also saw you have the No Worries in there too.
Bruh. This is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh God, easy.
I almost put it in there, but the only reason why I didn't put it is because I don't want Niles to see it and be like, bro, why you did that? Yo, bro, chill, bro.
What was it like working with James Blake?
I've been a fan of James for so long. I don't know if it's just taste or preference, but we both like weird shit. When I was working on this record, my friend had put me onto Charlotte Wilson, and I started to listen to her music, and I always was like, I'm into house and dance music. Something about the 4 on the floor shit that I always was into. I had put her song, one of her songs, into a 4 on the floor. Charlotte Wilson is probably the opposite of like something that quick, right? It's something about it just made sense. I played it for James and he immediately fell in love. And that was the intention of us making it. It's just like, this is important to us. And I'm super proud of it.
Legalize it. Don't criticize it.
Legalize it. I just feel like if you talk about Bob Marley and you're a big fan of the Wailers, you gotta talk about Peter Tosh. Peter's energy and the fact that this whole album is dedicated to widening perspective about weed. Like, for somebody in the 70s to beg people, he said the lawyers smoke it, the doctors smoke it, the nurses smoke it. Can you please legalize it? It's something special about that time, man. And I almost feel like, I don't want to say, but I almost feel like when it was less accessible, it was a little cooler. I don't say it. I don't say it. Fuck it. It was a little. This is rebellious to people,
exactly.
And to me, a nigga would see this now and be like, I want that look. But this stood for something way different when he did it. It stood a lot. It meant something different when you say I smoked weed back in the 70s, bro. And even though people were experimenting drugs, it was a free love movement, it still was looked at you were a hippie, you know what I'm saying? And a black man, how we, you know, we can revere Cheech and Chong, but we look at a guy like Peter Tosh and say he's a pothead, bro.
What would you say is kind of like the difference between Bob and Peter for you?
Fuck. I guess I'd have to go with voice. It's, you know, when I think of like a movie where somebody plays God or something, I picture Bob Marley's voice sometimes.
Yeah.
Because he has like this like presence that makes me feel like he's royalty. I think Peter's voice was more of a common man, and it made me feel like when he sings, when he talks, it reminds me more of my family in Jamaica. That's how they talk, and that's how we communicate with each other. I always felt a little bit more connected to his actual voice. And he's smoking a chalice. It's not even smoking a blunt, bro. He didn't roll that. You know what I'm saying? Man's just smoking a chalice, bro. That's so hard, bro. Yeah.
But that's what I need you to do. Stroke my hair. 'Cause I'm forgotten all of young love joy. Feel like a lady and you a baby boy.
First of all, there's never gonna be another Amy Winehouse. She reminds me Etta James, Ella Fitzgerald, Nina Simone. She's all of those people, like, and she was so young with this way to captivate people with her voice. And let alone her voice was so amazing, but her story was so real. And a lot of times, especially as a writer, you write something that you say, well, I didn't live that. So I don't know if I could, maybe you deliver it with a certain level of like insecurity. Everything this girl was writing about was her real life, you know?
To me, just the swagger in her voice paired with the swagger of the music, man. Like, Take the Box, just like in my bed, bro. Like, it's just like, and like, you know, almost like it's crazy that in some, especially I think like with In My Bed, where it's like, you know, you're almost like a rapper over this shit.
She sang it confidently. She never sang anything that didn't sound confident as hell. So it made you feel like you were empowered by her story. And as a man, I never looked at her and said that I don't relate to anything that she was saying. I related to a lot of it. I related to her story and her insecurities, and that music was literally, she would have an argument and write shit about the guy that she argued with. And I was like, holy shit, like that's some rap shit.
Yeah.
That's some rap shit. You get in an argument, you go back to the booth. That's what she was doing. But she was singing this like London bar, you know what I mean? Like singing, it's just amazing. Like how could you be able to how could that live inside a person, all that talent and all this music? I mean, when I first found out about it, I had to buy it on vinyl because I feel like that's what Amy would have wanted too. Her voice is analog. You know?
Afraid to try again. Every now and then. Ooh.
I went to see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. And when I'm like singing and shit, people look at me like, yo, bro, you're wild. I'm like, I know word for word, singing Vienna, Good Die Young. They're just like, where are you? When I was a kid, because my van driver lived up the block, she always picked me up at like 6:30. She played CD 101.9, Light FM. And I'd be like, oh, fucking this old ass fucking old people music and shit. But she would play Phil Collins. And I'm like, this shit is alright. She would play Rod Stewart. I'm like, this shit is alright. But it was the hits of all these like legends from a very particular pop era of writing. I don't think it's possible to mention New York artists and not bring up Billy Joel.
Would you consider him your top New York-based artist?
We go Jay-Z, you go Biggie. Jay-Z, Biggie, there you go Billy Joel. I'll
In the
do
top
that.
three.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a
I know I'm probably
top.
gonna regret that later. I'm gonna think of some other New York person and probably gonna be mad at me, but
His music definitely takes you to a time and place of New York for sure.
hell yeah. Bro. Do you know this one?
No, I was about to say, can you pass it to
This
me?
is gonna fuck you up.
This is like,
This is gonna fuck you up.
In cellophane bags, I found my way to heads of state, to children at play. I financed in China, ran in Japan. I'm respected in Turkey,
And I'm legal in Cyan. Bro, he was talking, bro. King Heroin is like the intro of this story of how he was addicted to this drug, but like obviously he suffered from like addiction. But I feel like the way that he wrote this was so, like you said, it was so untraditional to what he really is known for. I respect him and respect his life and even using his platform to talk about such a embarrassing thing. His addiction is not, to bring up those vulnerable topics is so hard. But I think that he was so conscious and so musical that he was like, I'm gonna talk to you like I'm a preacher. It means so much to me to even have this vinyl, you know, because of the fact that like, it has some of my favorite songs and they're like not Get Up Off of That Thing or, you know, Funky President, you know, and I love those songs too, but I'm more of a person that likes the cuts. There It Is a good representation of that. It's like a culmination of very unique James Brown records that I think he intentionally put together because he wanted them to have a bigger message and just like, you know, Papa's got a brand new bag, you know what I mean? Like he's somebody who was suffering too. All right, on to the next. I mean, we going legends.
That's another one in Japanese? You got?
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. This album is full of amazing records, but I gotta play Thriller.
Yeah, it's only right. How did you end up with the Japanese version of Thriller?
So, there's a record store every time I go to Toronto. I always try to go to check out what's available at this dude. And like, like the first time I went to the store, this dude literally had a dedicated section of all Japanese vinyl, and I think he's Japanese, and I was like, bro, like, but like it literally was amongst a bunch of other classic shit. That's how I got him, and I think every time I go there, I just try to find. I have a Doobie Brothers vinyl, Japanese. Like all my favorite albums, I try to get it in Japanese too, just because of my affinity to Japanese culture and just like seeing this random dude, this Japanese dude in Toronto with like the fire, the heat, and he knew like, no, I know what I got, you know, and it was expensive as well. But I think that when it comes to music, man, there's no price, bro. Like, I'll go broke buying shit, you know. I think that all collectors, we have something about us. It's not, I've always been infatuated with the past. Even when I called my project Future Proof, I decided that the future is based on nostalgia. And I think that the more separated we get from each other because of, you know, we lose the intimacy with all the digital shit, it makes me retract back further. And I go back further. I'm going back to the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, like researching history and knowing about where we all come from, you know? And musically, I feel like it's so important to know what music was made during that time, man. And like, that's why I keep this shit around, bro. I'm hoping that some of that rubs off on me, you know? And I am really appreciative that all these artists made so much music for us to like still listen to. And this is the way we should listen to it on vinyl, bro.
Yo, what the
Hell no.
Oh man, no, that's literally.
So I'm telling you, some weird culture.
What's the title? Herman Nietzsche. I'm gonna look that up.
Herman Nietzsche, das.
Wait, you can read there's something on there?
Yes.
Yeah, you see.
Oh,
Herman
I see
Nietzsche,
it.
number
I couldn't
6.
see it. That's crazy.
She was in a record store like this, like, I was like, oh, what is that? I was like, let me get that.
So you're gonna sample that?
I don't even want to hit them up for publishing. Like, yo.